The Dark Voyager having lights on him that can be seen by other players from far away started one of the biggest problems in Fortnite history. Some skins are pay money to get a guarantee loss. Luckily, Dark Voyager isn't really that bad. But as the seasons have went on, Fortnite has introduced skins that have gotten bigger, brighter, and more of just a blatant scam. Back in Season 8, Peely was first seen in the Battle Pass due to Jonesy sticking a banana in a rift and forming, well, Peely. Players pretty quickly fell in love with him, which how could you not? He's just a banana. But with the height of 6'10", it was hard to ignore how massive he was. You can't even see his forehead in your locker. Even in-game, it's hard to see his entire body, meaning sweats for the most part pretty much just ignore his existence, but casual players find it hilarious to play as a banana, which is why Fortnite has released over a dozen more versions that are all the exact same, right? Nope! With the release of Chapter 5, Adventure Peely had a glitch where he was so big, when he crouched with a weapon, the crosshair went over his own head. And I'm not a genius, but that means if he shot... Yeah, I mean, these Peelies are pretty bad, bro. On May 15, 2020, Hitman was brought to the item shop, where for 1,500 V-Bucks, you could have your face as a bullseye. I also found his original concept art, which the comments were actually really nice of, with probably my favorite one being saved up for him for years. Finally got him. It took you years to get 1,500 V-Bucks, my boy. Anyway, if the targets on the face weren't enough, for a light 200 V-Bucks extra, you could get an emote that pulls out an even bigger target, along with a red arrow so everyone knows exactly where to shoot. Not to mention the skin literally says pay to lose. Honestly, it could be way worse though. Chapter 1 of Fortnite was a pretty great time, filled with trick shots, new exciting items, and even the Season 6 Battle Pass skin, Giddy Up. Arguably the first meme skin in Fortnite. No one wore this in an attempt to go try hard and drop a 30 kill game. They wore it because it's extremely stupid. All this skin is a default skin who kidnapped a llama and gutted it out and... Okay, that's a little graphic. But it's true. You're wearing a llama, which, by the way, let me remind you, are placed around the map with the goal to get found. You may remember our boy Tifu used to be able to find 3 of these before he even touched the ground. So it's probably not the most ideal hiding skin. I also haven't mentioned yet that there's a girl version of this skin called Yeehaw, and the bio says Giddy Up, while Giddy Up's bio says Yeehaw. Not that that's really important in any way, it just really triggers me, so I'm gonna rate it here. If you're an OG player, then you probably remember the Thanos game mode, where by collecting the gauntlet, you became a massive Thanos and had powers. And the one thing I remember a lot of people were saying is that this Thanos should become a skin, but unfortunately, it's obviously so big. You know what? Might as well just talk about all of the ultra-wide skins at this point, because it's kind of a genuine problem in Fortnite. For pretty much ever, players have avoided using every male skin because they're a bit bulkier. And I mean, yeah, a bit bulkier is probably an understatement. We have Vic Vice, Guff, Kong, Hulk, Baymax, Mr. Incredible, the Giant Chick. Don't get me started on the Giant Chicken. But most of these skins are so big that emotes are either broken and they clip through themselves, or physics are broken because there ain't no way bro moves like that. Not to mention, when you actually play a game, it's kind of like a double pay to lose, because you can't really see where you're aiming, while your opponent can basically close their eyes and shoot about wherever they want and still hit you.
But no, all skins have the same hitbox.
Nah, bro, I just don't agree with that. Look at the size difference. Some of these skins are massive, and if they get hit in the shoulder, they take damage, while a normal skin's shoulder is like 3 feet lower. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I probably am, but regardless, all these skins, I mean, they're all pretty bad. Well, actually, besides the Giant Chicken, it's arguably the worst skin in the game. In Chapter 2, Season 7, you could spend 1,500 V-Bucks for probably the brightest skin in Fortnite history, which, by the way, is saying a lot, because you've probably seen skins like Flo, whose entire body is flowing with RGB lights, or Nightlife, who is a rainbow that can walk. There's also plenty more, but Gilded Guy has got to be the worst. It's literally like taking the sun and molding it into a Fortnite skin. I swear, you could be on the Chapter 1 map, and if you turn your render distance up, you could see this dude on the Chapter 6 map. But still, I guess he's not that bad. I'm just kidding, it gets so much worse. His biggest body part is by far his head, which is bad because, well, obviously, and also the fact that when we pick up a weapon and go to aim, our screen, it literally basically gets cut in half. I completely understand why I don't think I've ever actually seen him in a game. Alright, quick question. Do you guys have a favorite celebrity? Like one that you don't mind spending money to be able to use in game? Yeah? Okay, I figured. Well, other people despise them. Out of all the icons, there's just gonna be ones that people hate. Like, you might love to wear Patrick Mahomes, but if someone else lives in a city that got cooked by Patrick Mahomes in the Super capable, they're probably gonna try a little bit harder to kill you. Okay. Maybe that's kind of a stupid take, but bro, could you imagine if like Logan Paul had a skin? Okay, do you know how many people hate that man's existence? They'll make any weapon get the job done to take him out, but I don't know. I guess icons for the most part are all pretty fine, I guess. But you know what's not at all fine? Emperor Palpatine, who actually just recently released in the Star Wars seasons, but unlike all of the other Star Wars skins, this dude actually sucks. He wears this massive cloak, which isn't really a problem, well, until you equip the skin. Okay, yeah, you know what? It's actually most definitely a problem, because when you get into a fight, or basically you just move around in general, his cloak flaps around so much to the point where seeing isn't really an option. And I know there's been some capes that you could argue have done a similar effect, but I don't know, man. This one's really bad. If you own Scrapper Kyle, then congratulations. You spent $18 on a skin that does not work. I do think this is actually fixed by now, but for a while, trying to shoot or like use any weapon in the game wasn't really a thing with this skin, because when you aimed in, your armor went through your own scope. This is obviously pretty terrible, but a lot of your skins have actually had these one-off little glitches. Like not too long after Calamity released, she had a glitch where, okay, wait, hold on, not different glitch, where when you used her in-game, her coat would create this massive, okay, I gotta stop saying that, but a massive black void that took up half of your entire screen, which is, I mean, that's obviously pretty damn bad. The Ayla skin also had a pretty bad glitch, not where when you play your screen glitches out, more so when you went and clicked the edit style, instead of getting to actually customize it how you want it, your game would just kind of crash. And I'm not kidding. This was actually a problem for a lot of people. And this honestly deserves its own category of pay to not even be able to play. But low-key, that's not that bad. In fact, nothing we've talked about so far is really bad. Like the fact that you can't see your screen or aim in, or if you can aim in, you point your weapon at your own head. Yeah, none of that's really that bad, because the default skin was by far the worst. All right, well, hold on. To be fair, I don't really think it was the skin. I think some dude like fed his PC LSD, because I remember a while ago I saw this one clip where this default skin got his entire screen taken over by some Temu Northern Lights, because I don't know what this is, but I'm blaming the skin because that is just impressively bad. And it's also probably pretty bad that I honestly think I could keep this list going all day. I mean, we got skins like Loki, who's got 7 feet tall horns on his head that just really upsets me. We got skins like Ninja, where Buddy is just clearly so washed that I just don't want to play anything like him. And dude, I can most definitely keep going, but these skins are really making me mad. I gotta go do, I mean, quite literally anything else. So yeah, I mean, I guess subscribe. We're really close to 100K. I think that'd be cool to reach. Also use code Little Pizza, and yeah, that's about all I got.